spine mobility video. So I do want to preface this by saying if you have any spine injuries such as slip disc, herniated disc, even bulging disc, I want you to be very mindful as you're doing these exercises. So a lot of these are based off of physical therapy practices, so it will really help you with making stronger lifts and preventing injury. However, if you do have a pre-existing injury, I really want you to listen to your body and make sure you talk to your doctor about your limitations, because with the spine, especially with bulging, slip, herniated, whatever like issues you have, there are limitations to that. We will be doing twisting motions, feeling one vertebrae at a time, so just listen to your body, and let's get started. So what I want you guys to start with is some forward folds. So let's bring our feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to do a big breath up, reach our hands towards each other, and then we're going to do a forward fold. So I want you to think about hinging your hips back, reaching towards your toes, and then bringing up one vertebrae at a time. So we're reaching up, hands together, pushing our hips back, reaching towards our toes, and then bringing it up one vertebrae at a time, slow and controlled. So this whole mobility video, I want you to think at your own pace. You don't need to match mine exactly. Just think about doing what feels best for you. Hinging down, touching the toes, slow and controlled, one vertebrae at a time. You really want to focus on warming up the spine very carefully here. Let's do a few of these. Breathe through this as you bring it down. Bring a big inhale and slowly exhale as you bring it up one vertebrae at a time. Really push those hips back. Feel that stretch in the back of your legs as well. All right, let's go one more. All right, and we're now going to bring it into some TikTok. So bringing the arms up, reaching together, and then just bringing it, leaning side to side as far as you're comfortable. So I like to sway my hips a little bit with this so I can reach a little farther. Bring it side to side. If you're just here right now and doing little motions, totally cool. We're still warming up our body, so just go as far as you're comfortable until you feel that stretch in the side. Breathing through this. Keep breathing. Let's do a couple more. And we're going to go to some core twists now. So bringing arms to the side, we're going to go twist to one side, twist, and reach to the other side. So I want you to think right hand twisting to the left. We're not just moving our hands here, we're moving our entire core. We can even use those feet to kind of twist ourselves a little more. And breathe through it. Again, moving that entire core. Think about twisting that trunk of your body, drawing in the belly button to the spine. Actively twisting. If you feel that twist more without using your legs, go for it. Everybody's different. Let's do a couple more. All right, this next one, we're going into some standing crunches here. So we're first going to do some standing oblique crunches, bringing elbow to knee, and then elbow to knee on the other side. So this is going to get our entire core. I don't want you guys shifting too much here. I want you to think elbow to knee equally. So it's not bringing knee all the way up It's not bringing elbow all the way down. It's right in the middle there, feeling kind of that oblique activate. And of course, doing this at your own pace here. Bring a little lean to each side. Big deep breath. If you need something to balance on, go for it. Right, then let's go ahead and do an opposite motion. So now we're going to go elbow to knee, but it's going to be opposite elbow to opposite knee. So same twisting motion, kind of like a bicycle crunch, but we're standing up, opposite knee to opposite elbow, and then alternate at your own pace. Again, not leg all the way up, not arm all the way down, meeting them right in the middle and doing that nice crunch as you bring them together. Again, if you feel the need to balance, you're more than welcome to grab onto something. Do a few at one time and then switch sides. Sometimes I like to double it up on one side before switching to the other. This is your own mobility routine, so do whatever feels best for you. Let's do a couple more, then we're going to get on the mat. All right, so we're now going to move into some cat and cows and in the quadruped position. So the quadruped position just means you're getting on all fours where your knees are right underneath your hips, your hands are right underneath your shoulders, and now we're going to do some cat and cow. So we're going to go up, draw the belly button into the spine for cat, and then release that, pushing the belly button out for cow, and alternate between the two. I typically like to hold for 1, 2, 3, and then switch. 1, 2, 3. Keeping that chin tucked in so our spine is neutral. Bring a big inhale on cat, and exhale on cow. Keeping those shoulders away from your ears. Again, listening to your body, only extending as far as feels comfortable. Exaggerating them just a little more on these last few. All right, and now we're going to move to quadruped openers. So now that we're still in that quadruped position, we're going to open it on one side with one hand and then alternate to the other side. Opening up to the other side, feeling that nice twist. Again, if there's any pain, then stop yourself beforehand. Just twisting side to side, really opening up our chest here. Not just moving our arms, but we're rotating our entire trunk. Breathing through these. All right, let's do a couple more. And now we're going to move into child's pose to cobra. So first we're going to bring feet together in that quadruped position, just feet together, and then we're sinking our glutes back, reaching our hands forward, Holding this for 1, 2, 3, and then we're pushing our hips forward onto the mat, pushing our chest out and stretching out the entire core, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. 1, 2, 3, and then we want to alternate back. So we're going to be alternating between child's pose, pushing the hips back, reaching our hands forward, to pushing our hips forward and opening up our chest, and just alternating at our own pace here. Sinking back, and then pushing forward. Again, think about those hip flexors pushing into the mat, that core stretching out, those shoulders away from the ears. Breathing through this. Big exhales, you push forward. If it's more comfortable to do cobra with your feet in a neutral stance, you're more than welcome to. And let's go one more here. All right, we're now going to bring it into a runner's lunge. So what I want is on our knees right here, and then we're going to bring one foot forward. If you need to fold the mat in half to put more cushion under your knees, you're more than welcome to. And then we're going to bring one foot forward and pushing our hips forward on this one. So we're also going to alternate back and forth on this one. I want you first pushing the hips forward, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the core, and then I want you to shift back, bringing it onto the heel now, reaching down, and then shift back into that runner's lunge. So runner's lunge, as far as we're comfortable, feeling that stretch in the hip flexor, and then shifting ourselves back onto our heel here and bringing it as far as we're comfortable. So going into a hip stretch to hamstring stretch at our own pace here. Breathing through this. Think about a good push forward and then just hinging ourselves back. Again, at your own pace, we're going to do a couple more this side, then switch it to the other. All right, let's go ahead and shift it to the other side. Same thing, we're pushing that foot forward. The heel is digging into the floor first. Pushing forward, feeling that stretch in the hips, squeezing the glutes, and then shifting ourselves back onto that heel. Hinging and repeating the process. Breathe through it. Make sure you're bracing your core the entire time. You're squeezing your glutes as you push forward. Activating the right muscle groups will bring a deeper stretch. Let's do a couple more this side. All right, now we're going to stay in this runner's lunge position. We're going to shift ourselves forward, and now we're just going to do a few twists. So if your left leg is forward, you're going to be twisting to that left side over that front leg. So twisting over, bring it back to neutral. Twist, back to neutral. So we're holding that runner's lunge here. We're feeling that deep hip stretch. We're squeezing our glutes, activating that core the entire time, and then just adding a twist here to that front side. Again, at your own pace here. Let's go 3 more. one, and we're switching to the other side. Same thing here, pushing forward with that runner's lunge, squeezing the glutes, activating the core, and now twisting to that other side. You may feel it deeper on one side, totally normal. Just twist as far as you're comfortable. Let's go a couple more this side. And then we just have a couple more moves, guys. All right, so we're now going to bring it into some scorpions and reverse scorpions. So I'd like to start with some reverse scorpions. So we're going to bring flat onto the mat, bellies down, and we're going to bring one side up and over to the opposite side. And then same thing, so if my left leg is lifting up, we're touching that right side. This is where you might get some back cracks in here. Everything's starting to loosen up. Keep that chin tucked in for a neutral spine. Totally okay for your entire hips to lift off the mat. Just try to keep yourself as stable as possible. All right, and let's go ahead and flip it over. We're going to do scorpions now. So laying flat on our back, doing the same exact motion. So if our left leg is up, we're touching the right side. And same thing with the other side. Again, as far as we're comfortable, the farther over and up it is, the deeper the stretch. Breathing through this as well. Again, you can lift your whole hips, try to keep those shoulders pinned on the mat. Let's do a couple more and then have one last stretch for you guys. All right, and we're going to bring our last stretch here. I like to call it a pretzel stretch. Some people like to think of themselves as reading a newspaper. What we're going to do is bring one leg up 90 degrees, other leg folding over, and then pull in as far as we're comfortable. I typically like to pull on the knee or right behind that 90-degree leg. Some people like to pull it in from here. Do whatever feels comfortable. And let's go ahead and switch sides. Go a little deeper for 3, 2, 1. And that's all I have for you guys.